Hello, everybody. Welcome to SPX 2023. My name is Joe.
My name's Rusty.
And with us today,
Pidge.
Welcome, Pidge.
Yep, Pidge.
Welcome to the interview desk.
Thank you.
This is where all important matters are discussed.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah. No, your hopes will be fulfilled.
I might be in the wrong place then.
So,
That's right. You'll make it the right place.
so word on the street, from what everything I've heard, is that you make comics.
Yes, I make a comic called Infinite Wheat Paste, and right now, today, I'm selling single issues, but it will be out in a collection in May 2024 via Avery Hill Publishing.
Oh, nice.
So I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
How long have you been working on it?
I've been working on it since about 2016. It's a sci-fi slice of life adventure comic. So, it might be about wrestling a bunyip, but it's, also laundry day is the...
Right.
I like that.
So.
Covering all the aspects of life, even in a sci-fi world.
Yeah, I think I like those off the beaten path things. So, to me, I like something that connects to a real experience. So, it might be an interdimensional story, but it's about a temper tantrum, or it's about being a new parent, but also fighting a revenant. So it's fun.
What do you find interests you about taking a common occurrence, a temper tantrum or laundry day, but putting it in an uncommon situation?
I think it might just be boredom,
Because you know what regular laundry day is like.
Right,
Yeah.
and while you're there, I think a lot of people, you kind of have these what if feelings, and I write a lot of my what ifs down. Like laundry day, I don't know about you guys, but when I have to do laundry at the coin op, I am down to the last things because I hate going to the coin op and sitting there.
Minute. Yep.
And so it's okay, when you're down to the weirdest outfit that should never have been, that one's about somebody getting mistaken for someone else, because I have that feeling, what if you got mistaken for someone else?
Interesting.
How would your day have turned? And would you go with it? I think a lot of it is you have those funny thoughts about those things, but it's would you go with it?
Exploring those possibilities. What would you do in that situation?
Yeah.
So there has been a time at SPX over a decade ago where I was mistaken for somebody else, and I didn't realize it at first, and I went with it.
Really?
And I did not mean to, and then I did, and then it just kept happening.
And then it got too deep.
Rusty tells the story better than I did, because I was in the middle of this tornado.
So
Really?
It was a person that recognized him, but we didn't think should recognize him because we didn't recognize the person. And after 3 interactions, I'd say, we finally realized he thinks Joe's somebody else.
So you haven't changed your name to Joe and it led
No.
this new life this whole
this
time?
We just realized, he thinks I'm this other guy. And we just that's cool, that's fine, because we don't know this guy.
Yeah, it didn't
I don't
really
want to
matter.
embarrass him. And plus, it doesn't have to be a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to him beyond 3 minutes.
You yes and.
Yeah. It's nice to meet you. Nice to see you.
And then
we kind of chuckle about it, that was funny.
And then it escalated because then he brought a friend over to introduce.
Yeah, we were at we were at the
of course.
Ignatz Awards that year. We were waiting for it to begin. We're just sitting there chumming it up, and then that guy comes over, and he in my head he said the wrong name, but Rusty says that didn't happen.
No, he just said I'm going to introduce you to my friend, and Joe has been on edge for this the whole time, and he finally it was the guy that he thought he was.
This cartoonist Scott Kurtz.
And Joe just goes, "I'm not Scott Kurtz."
Now I don't think I played it that badly.
See, I thought you were going to say I ended up best man at this person's wedding.
No,
That would be great.
No, what happened was
He did a hard adjust.
I was not cool at that moment. Apparently I was the worst. And that guy looked devastated.
Yeah.
He was so embarrassed. And that didn't make me feel better about
No, clearly.
No,
But
you just have to double down.
That's it.
I did not double down.
You go to the family reunion. You got to come back with a T-shirt.
I think we've learned from that experience.
I mean, I probably
Next time.
now I would react better, but at that point he just was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Then he had to talk to his friend I'm sorry I wasted your time.
Apparently,
with
I
this."
don't actually know this guy.
I don't know
Sorry.
that guy, and
That's
he
amazing.
wasn't who I thought. And I've talked to him multiple times today.
It might be too weird to admit, but I spent a good portion of time at somebody else's family reunion because I was at the wrong park. I was given that park this summer, in the directions. I triple checked my email. I'm like, I don't know any of these people, and no one's inviting me to play horseshoes. So then I had to go to a different park.
Like, I don't know any of you. Do any of you know me? No? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's life.
I tend to stand out in a crowd because I'm giant. And so it is weird when people act like they're familiar with me. And if you don't know somebody, everybody looks the same. So it's like, oh, hi. And I don't know whether
Sure.
we've had a conversation before or if it's just passing glances. There was one time, another SPX, where we were going up to talk to one person and they were in the middle of the conversation. And I introduced myself to the person they were talking to, and they had the temerity and audacity to say, like, I'm such and such, we met before.
We've met.
And I was like, God damn.
That was harsh.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I never expect anyone knows me, but I have to get really good with names because I teach.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll meet 80 kids in one day, like the first day of school, and they all are like so personally offended if you don't remember all 80 on the first like 2 days. And so you have to get really good at it. But then I will be, in December, we've gone from like September to December, and they like don't always know your name. And you're like, that's cool. It's a small class. Why would you know my name?
Yeah, no.
That's got to be a lot of pressure. Because, like, all these kids, they only know you. So it's easy for them to remember your name.
I know. They're so in their own world. It's so funny. They just, like, I teach middle schoolers, so they just, like, bump around in their own world. They're the funniest little creatures in the world. I love them.
What do you teach?
I teach art and drama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you work comics into your work with the kids?
Yeah, I do the 7 elements of art, and then I do, when we have time, my 8th unit, which is time, and then we do sequence, and we do stop motion, and we do
Wow.
comics. It's so much fun. I love my
You
job.
get to cover lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Man, so do you get, you probably get a lot of creative juices out of doing just the teaching part of it.
Yeah, I had this, like, day job that was just killing me. I worked at a hotel, which it was fine, whatever, but I just felt like so stressed out going to work, and like issues 4 and 5 are like of Infinite Wheat Paste are really like about that. Like all, can I curse? Like
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, all shit hits the fan, and people are like, they're fixing this spaceship, and people are still like asking for towels and like, oh, I don't want to be a bother, but like let me be a bother, and it's like you can have everything go wrong, and then people are still like being weird and
They're
bothering
still
you.
going to worry about like the most unnecessary things, yeah.
Yeah, like they do. They're like all on the most unnecessary things. Of course, they don't really realize what a panic everything could be in. So, and then switching to teaching was like the best thing ever. Like, comics are a hard thing to make it in. And just having a job that you like to go to is like the best thing I could have done for myself. Even though I'm like, I put in more hours and I am more busy, I feel like a person at the end of the day, and I can go and work in the studio.
Like those hours are so much better when they're rewarding hours.
Yeah, like my students are awesome.
So you're ending your comic and you're going to put a big collection out?
I'm actually continuing the comic. I'm with Avery Hill. They're going to collect the first 9 issues, and I'm doing them in color. So come see me if you want the single issues, because I don't know how many more shows I'm going to bring them to.
Oh, yeah.
And you can still get them through my website, but it's going to be the volumes from there. And then we'll be doing 2 more volumes after that together. So I'm really excited.
Continue doing them individual issues going forward?
Yes, I still want to continue doing individual issues. But I think this is the first long-running thing Avery Hill's really done.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
kind of, I felt like that was awesome. Like they took a chance.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's harder to sell, I think, that sequential thing. But I don't know. Don't you guys just love like the experience of going to the comic shop as a kid and
Of
like
course.
Absolutely.
and pawing through and like I don't know, any one of mine you can pick up and it's part of a bigger story, but you can read individually, which I don't know. When I think about like those Claremont reprints that I would,
You're talking to the
pick
right
up.
guy. You're talking to the right
seriously.
guy. That's his thing.
I have so many various X-Men versions of, the essential collections, the omnibuses, all that stuff, yeah. But finding those, like, and growing up as a kid, most of my comics were from like yard sales before
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
had, like regular comic shops to go to. And yeah, it was just digging through boxes, finding individual stuff that caught my eye.
Well, isn't that like the way though? Like I don't know. It's like I like the weird toss off issues where it's like they're playing baseball. Like that's some of my favorite old like X-Men playing baseball.
It's funny because he had just said like you're talking about a guy, and then you said that, and I was like, the baseball issues, the very special issues.
Well, it's the kind of the magic of the ongoing saga because you're with them throughout all this heightened elements, and then you get to spend time with them where it's just like indulging in their characters.
Yeah.
And that's really nice, but that wouldn't matter unless you would spend all this other time with them.
Yeah.
And I didn't think until you mentioned that that type of the baseball X-Men issues, that's totally like your current series. You know, that's taking like the day-to-day stuff and adding it into this fantastical context.
Yeah, so the overarching story of Wheat Paste is really about enlightenment and like enlightenment being brought to the universe. But there are just so many little things in there, and I think it should feel fun. I don't like picking up a story that feels like I have to be in the middle of this heavy thing. I kind of like to trick you into it, you know? So, I don't know. It's fun.
Nice.
That sounds great. Where can people find out about your comic online?
So you can go to pidgecomics.com, or you can go to my Instagram at pidgecomics, which I would say is more up to date.
Excellent.
And has more processed stuff.
Oh, nice.
So it's, I think, the best place to go.
Now, before we let you go, we have a very important question.
Okay.
Would you like to answer a mystery question?
I would like to try.
You can succeed at this. Here it goes. Bring out the
I'm
mystery.
concerned admitting that I teach drama because then I have to be quick on my feet, and I don't know if I am.
That's all right.
All right. So we need a
You
quarter.
need a quarter.
So it's
Time for the quarter truck.
let's do it. Let's bring out the quarter truck.
Oh my God.
So if you open up the back hatch there, this is the
Okay.
big quarter truck. Last year we had the little quarter truck. This year we have the big quarter truck.
upgraded.
You know, I do have a gumball machine in my house.
Oh,
Do
nice.
you?
Actually,
It's one of the greatest things we've ever bought.
I put little sculptures in it.
That's amazing.
And so if you come to my house, you know, you can have a sculpture.
Oh,
Do we
yes.
need a quarter?
I actually, you know, you can adjust it to
Yeah.
take any denomination. So as long as you throw, I set it to just take anything
Oh,
if you have
nice.
loose
Wow.
change.
So if I get like an arcade token, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know about the width,
Okay,
but it'll take even to a
if
penny.
you can machine a fake quarter, you'll be good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Everybody had a friend with that in a fishing line in their sock in the day,
yeah.
right? Back when quarters used to get you stuff.
Yep. When it was worth that effort.
Chris, why don't you pull that back? I don't want to cover them up.
Oh,
yeah?
that is pretty cool. Well, thank
Get that out your
you.
way.
Truck just
watch the
flew off into the box.
Oh
The
my
truck
gosh.
is out of control.
That's exciting.
Okay.
What's your question?
That's a
Well,
long
Joe,
way.
this is about you. I hope it's
Oh,
not too
no.
personal.
Well,
Okay. Joe has a new puppy, but she's kind of full of herself. He needs a name that will put her in her place.
Yeah.
Any suggestions?
Yeah, please. I
Take that-
am fed up
take
with
that
this puppy.
down a notch.
Oh, I wish my spouse does my colors, and I wish he were here because we actually play a game called Name That Dog.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well,
Everywhere.
This
we,
is
we,
the-
we
this
heard
is-
about you. We rigged the machine.
Yes.
We have been asked to put you to the test here.
Sure.
Except
puppy
we've been in
questions.
the DC area
Oh.
so we've only been doing presidential names
Okay.
Okay.
for
well, hey,
Name That Dog.
I don't know
out
that's
in
going to
town.
help reduce the ego of this puppy.
Exactly. That's
If it's
the
a
problem.
crappy president.
If it's a bad president,
Yes.
an underwhelming one.
You know, maybe Quincy for Quincy Adams.
Okay.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
so kind of,
That's also a solid dog name on its own. So.
Yeah, and what I like about that is you can also modify it for nicknames like Lil Q.
Oh, okay.
Like, what's going on, Lil Q? What's going on, Quince Orchard? I don't know, just stuff
yeah,
like that. You got stuff.
you know, and then there's that family thing. Like, you're not as cool as your relative.
Right,
you know.
and I want the puppy to know I am going to always be cooler than you.
You're
Clearly.
always going to be compared to the other Adams. That's
Yeah.
the point of Quincy Adams.
Oh, and there's so many, let alone in that family. Think about how many
Multitude.
there are in the world.
Yeah.
You're
So-
never going to be the best
And they're all
Adams.
better than you.
Oh,
Quincy
I
Adams.
think this is going to work. I think this is going to break the puppy spirit just enough.
Oh, well, that's good news.
Yeah, I'm happy now.
Yeah.
Thank you. and that's it. We're done
Well, I
with the
can't wait
interview.
for follow-up. Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
sharing
much,
with
you
us.
guys.
I just have to go name that dog now.
Yes, it's a good game.
We wish you the
Everybody
best.
should play.
Yes. If you need a dog that he's breaking, apparently.
Yeah, we got some folks now. We have an inside track on names that'll destroy your dog.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate you.